With approximately now 10 days to go before the race, it's time to start thinking about a tapering program. This is where you reduce your normal amount of training so that when you stand at the start line, you haven't got any residual fatigue in your legs. It's no good being fit but being tired. You're not going to run a good race that way. So what you have to do is try and keep the fitness that you have at this time, but reduce the fatigue level, and there's a very specific way of doing this. If you think about it, there's three things that go into a training program, and that is your training volume, which is weekly distance, the number of times that you train per day or per week, and the intensity that you do. So it's time trials and some other specific speed workouts. And it's very well established that it's important to keep the high intensity sessions that you do in these last couple of days. If you drop those, your fitness is going to start going down. So you must keep the high intensity sessions going, be it a time trial, speed workout or whatever. You can reduce it a little bit, but they must stay there. The big thing to do is to reduce the training volume. So in these last 10 days, what you are wanting to do in terms of the total training volume is over the next couple of days, reduce it to probably about 80% of what you would normally do. And then in the couple of days following that, reduce it further to make those runs only about 50% of the normal distance. So you can see that you're doing less and less as you get closer and closer towards the date of the race. But if you normally do something hard, for instance, on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, I think you should keep that. And maybe a very light, easy run on the last 2 days before the race. So that would be on the Thursday and the Friday. Doing absolutely nothing on the Friday is probably not a good idea. Just go out for a very easy 20-minute jog just to keep the legs moving. But that's enough from me. Let's hear what our celebrity athletes have got to say on the topic.
Well, there you have it. We've come to the end of our training, almost the end. We're in tapering week. Most of the work is done, so now we just trust that our bodies will come to the party on race day. We've obviously learned a load of things along this journey. I hope you have too. We've got a few tips we want to share with you just before we get to the race. A huge thank you to the Sports Science Institute of South Africa, taking us through the last few weeks of training and bringing us to this point. One of the things that really stands out for me is that you should do no heel work or strength training as we lead up to race day, because you want to keep those legs nice and rested and strong on the day itself. And then on the day, while you're running, drink to thirst, but also stick to your nutritional plan. Make sure that you stick to the plan that you've developed in your long training.
And of course, while you're on the point of race day, remember to stick to your pacing chart and your plan. And if you get exhausted, draw some energy from the crowd. The crowd can be quite exciting, but obviously don't get too excited and start sprinting.
Don't get carried away.
Absolutely. And then the night before, remember to lay out your clothing, pin your race number onto your kit, put your timing chip on your shoes as well.
Remember your shoes.
Absolutely.
So I was at the expo last year. It's great, it's big, it's bright, it's colorful, loads of things being thrown your way. And by all means, buy away if you wish, but don't necessarily use the bright, shiny shoes that you've bought on race day, because you need to have run them in. The same goes for your top, the same goes for your shorts, whatever you're buying, and the same goes for what goes in your body, whether it's a new gel that they promise is going to get you up a certain drive. Don't try it unless you've used it before race day, because you never know how your body's going to react, either physically to what you're wearing or just internally. You just don't know. It's not wise. So make sure that you've tried everything at least 2 weeks before actual race day.
Yeah, it's not worth taking the risk. Another thing is, talking of the expo, I've been warned to come on the earlier days, the Wednesday or the Thursday, rather than on the weekend, because it gets so crazy busy. So make sure you get there on the first or second day. You go through the process very quickly, and you have first dibs on all the amazing things that you can find there.
And another important thing, obviously on the morning as well, like you're saying, put your things out the night before. Make sure that you set multiple alarm clocks, because it's you don't want to oversleep. That one morning, you want to be up, preferably at the first alarm. Make sure you know what you're doing. Make sure you know you're getting to the race. If possible, have yourself dropped off. If not, get the appropriate parking, because you want everything to be as smooth as possible on race day. And you never know, with the weather being what it is, anything could happen. So you want to give yourself enough time to be prepared, because it's the last thing you want to stress about, things out of your control.
Yeah, either that, or you can just get a little tent and sleep at the start line. Well, here we go. Let's do it.
See you on the start line.
So you have to finish.